Hey everybody, it's Judy Wilhide Brandt, and I've had a situation in a survey, and so I want to share with the whole country. Um, a surveyor has disagreed with a facility who coded an injury to the head as a major injury. So they received an MDS accuracy citation because the surveyor said it was an injury, but not a major injury. And this all stems from this change October 1st to the definition of major injury that I have on the slide here. So, and CMS put this out at the very last minute with no training on it. And it was a big surprise to everybody that they did this. They put the book out, pulled it back. A week later, they put it back up, and this is all they had. Major injury includes, but is not limited to, traumatic bone fractures, joint dislocations, subluxations, internal organ injuries, amputations, spinal cord injuries, head injuries, and crush injuries. So fine, but what it used to say instead of head injuries was closed head injuries with altered consciousness or subdural hematoma, regardless of altered consciousness. Now it just says head injuries. So what happened was, lady fell, got a laceration somewhere on the back of her head, had to go to the ER, had to get staples. Because this says head injury and her resident had a head injury, she marked major injury because they don't want to do anything wrong. So here's enough of the citation for you to get a flavor for it. So MDS accuracy, had a major injury. It was the laceration, stapled, returned to the facility. And the rest of the citation that I just didn't want to do anything to, I wanted to protect these people's anonymity, said the MDS was miscoded because it said fall with major injury and it should have said fall with injury. So I want to give some guidance to try to keep this from happening. There is an example in the RAI manual where we have a laceration on the head and that's injury and not major injury. But I want everyone to know where this list came from. And then I'm going to give you a list of diagnoses that I'm going to say, this is what you count for major injury. So I hope you know about this new respecified long stay falls with major injury, because this is not a basic education webinar. But when CMS put this up it's dated November. When CMS posted this, it is their new hybrid fall with major injury QM that they right now is on the table to go through rulemaking to be a SNF QRP QM. If I had to bet, I would say they're going to adapt it to be our long stay fall with major injury QM as well. But this study is where they got that list, because these are the injury categories that they counted as falls with major injury on the hospital claims data for the new QM. And look at this. We already had fractures. They added the word traumatic, but traumatic fractures, dislocation, subluxation, head injury. This is the list from Appendix B of this report. Head injury, internal organ injury, spinal cord injury, traumatic amputations, crush injuries. They took this list of injury categories that this contractor used to look in hospital claims data to call something a major injury and lifted it into our RAI manual. So this is the injury category, head injury, that I'm going to expand on now. So when you open Appendix B of that document, under head injuries, you will see injury to the head, intracranial with loss of consciousness, and later on, not right next to it, injury to the head, intracranial without loss of consciousness. And you see they give the ICD-10 code category: concussion, traumatic cerebral edema, diverse traumatic brain injury. Those are the ones with loss of consciousness that you would count. And then without loss of consciousness, yes, this is almost the same list, but not exactly. Epidural hemorrhage, unspecified intracranial injury, aversion of the scalp. So if I were running a nursing home and I wanted a local policy and procedure over what we count as head injury for major injury for J1900C, this would be my list, because this is the government's list for the new QM, the new hybrid QM. So here's the web link to get this document, turn to the back of it, look in Appendix D. And if you need guidance on the other things, but I don't think we do, I think head injury is the main problem, then I'd make sure people know that's what they mean by those codes too. All right. I hope you found this useful. Thanks.